Right, welcome to a bit of a video review of this, the Netgem 4K box. Now, you'll see, first of all, the first thing I want to say is that this is my old Sky HD box. And this up here is a much smaller Netgem 4K box. As you can see, it is a lot more subtle. And it's a nice, tiny little box. Now you get this box, it's about £10 a month to pay for this. You plug it in and you can see on the back here we've got the power lead here on the edge. We've got an Ethernet cable which comes with the box. You get a USB pen which you plug in. You probably want to supply one of those. This is not supplied, I believe, with it. Then you get the HDMI lead which is supplied, and you get an aerial lead which just goes into your aerial socket, which you may be able to see there in the rear left of the picture. So that's where you get your some of your TV, and the rest of it you get down there. So some of it over the internet, some of it over the air. HDMI obviously goes into your TV, power obviously goes into the power, that goes into your broadband router, and you got your USB pen for recording shows. Now, the one good thing about this is that my TV turns on automatically using the remote control, because it sends a little HDMI signal to the TV when you turn it on, which is good. But I'll give you a bit of an overview of the menu system here first of all. Okay, so here's the main screen. This is usually what you see when you first turn it on. You might have a little pop-up telling you about some new shows that are available, and you can see here that I'm on Freeview Play. That becomes your sort of home. Now I should say about this box, what this box basically does is it not only turns any normal television into a smart TV, but it's quick. Now, a lot of the smart TVs that are on the market come with not very fast processors, and you find that the usual sort of plugins and bits like BBC iPlayer and stuff, they run slowly, ITV Hub runs slowly. Now, this box includes all of those players. So you get BBC iPlayer here, you get ITV Hub, you get All 4, you get My5, you get UK TV Play, you get the CBS catch-up channels, you get Horror Bites, Freeview Explore, you get the BBC. It goes on and on and on. Now, the slightly annoying thing when you first set this box up is that you have to kind of make sure that all of your logins are set up on here. Now, it is made slightly easier by the fact that you can do a lot of those logins over the web. So they will display a code and it will say go to, I don't know, bbc.com/iPlayer and enter this code, and it will send it automatically to the box. So you can do it on your phone or your laptop, and it just makes the whole login process a lot easier. What I'm going to show you then, so we'll have a look up here at the top, and we can see here, this is live TV that is on now, and you can record what you're watching now. Now, recording, by the way, isn't done as default. If you are a Sky Plus viewer, or you perhaps used a different digital box and you're used to just watching a show and then pressing pause, as I am now, it doesn't, or rewind. Like, I can't rewind this now because time shift, as it's called on this box, isn't enabled yet. It's only enabled when you press rewind. So press play now, and I can press pause, and if I press rewind, I can only go back to where I actually started pressing time shift. It doesn't seem to do it as default. So you can pause, as I saw there. I can fast forward, and I can go slowly, and I can go quickly as well. I can rewind back to where we were, etc. Now that's all due to the USB pen. You can can record shows using a little system here. The only thing I find though is if I want to record this show here, so first of all I've got to return to live footage. I can't just press record whilst it's pausing. I don't entirely know why that is. So I have to press stop to return back to my live footage. And then I have to press record, so I press select. And then it says, well, do you want to record the series or just this episode? So I'll just say the whole series, please. So now it's recording that, and I go, right, it's recording BBC One. I'm going to switch up to BBC Two. And so I can now watch another show, which is cool. But there are instances where when you're recording stuff, it won't let you watch other channels because it clashes, which is a little bit awkward. Now I'll show you, you press home on the remote control. By the way, the remote control is quite cool. I'll just show you the remote control. It's fairly easy to use and it's pretty obvious what everything does. That home button, I kind of wish it was a bit bigger because that is your main button that you'll be pressing a lot just to get to this screen. Now the recordings are stored in My TV, which is up here on the top menu, and you can see here my recording. So I'm recording The Customer Is Always Right, which I've just put on. The only minor thing I found with this box, I think I need it resetting, is when I click onto this, I don't know why it keeps recording the news, but if I press delete recording, it says, are you sure? And you press yes, I definitely want to delete it, and it doesn't. It's still there. I don't know why. It does it with other bits, like this one here. If I delete this recording, so I need to probably format my little USB pen that I've got in the back. I believe it may have perhaps not been formatted properly. But here, anyway, this is where you've got your recorded shows. So we've got Peter Kay, I've got the Graham Norton show, I've got all the stuff I've recorded off live TV. So that's where all your recordings are, and this works very well, I must admit. So I can press play here and you can get some information about the show, and you can click on settings here. You can change the subtitles if you want. Obviously if you're hard of hearing, you can use that. It gives you information about the show. You can obviously delete it, when it was on, when the next show's on, other options, and it'll go into sort of 5HD. It'll go into other ways of watching it. So it plums in, it pulls in all of the different ways of watching that show. So if you want to watch more episodes here, so this one, I haven't recorded any of these, let's say, it will go off to the relevant player. So I'll press play on here. I haven't recorded this. It will go off to the My 5 app. Here it is. It will load that up, which happens very quickly. It says, hang on a minute, there's some scenes from an operating system, operating table. Are you over 16? You can set up a pin as well, all that stuff. And it's going to stream it to me. So this is now streamed. It's not recorded. This is actually over that Ethernet cable that is plugged into the back of the Netgem box. So what else do we have? So if we go back to home and we go to Freeview Play, which is at the top here, I'm a little puzzled. See the Freeview Play there? There's a button on the remote here that also says Freeview Play, but when I press that, it fires into an app called Freeview Play. So it's sort of like there's two Freeview Plays in a way, but this app fires up, and this again has got all of the sort of terrestrial other apps logged into it and connected up on there. Excuse me. So we can go through all the shows that I want to watch via categories, and literally it's just a matter of going to the one you want to watch and clicking play, and off it goes. And this is obviously a BBC iPlayer one, so then it loads up the BBC iPlayer app and off it goes. And again, it's got another warning for it might not be suitable for kids, and then it fires up iPlayer and off you go. So everything's brought in. There is no real, you don't have to have a phone with all the apps on there. It is literally all pulled in to one place. So we'll go back to home and go back to the main screen. Again, you can see what's on now. By the way, the choice of channels on digital terrestrial TV, I really wasn't aware. I think on Sky, I've had Sky for so long now, and I really didn't think that terrestrial TV would have a great deal of channels. But if I go to the live Tenable, ITV, whatever it is, terrible. It should be called Terrible, not Tenable. So this is what's on now. You can see here now the digital channels here on this particular box in HD start on channel 101. So you've got BBC 1 in HD, BBC 2 in HD, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, BBC 4, BBC News. You've got Channel 4 plus 1 in HD. You've got 4/7, I think it's called, in HD. And then you've got shopping channels in HD, which are really nobody wants to watch anyway. You've got RT, and you've got Quest HD, and then you end up on the kiddies channel. So you've got a load of kiddies channels here. You've got Tiny Pop, CBeebies, and then you end up on the news channels. You've got Sky News. These are all in standard definition, which really does show to some degree. But here you can see I've got a problem. It's recording the customer is always right, so then I have to cancel it. It doesn't really handle recording and letting you watch other shows that are also being delivered via the aerial very well. So you have to kind of watch some on-demand content if you're recording something off live TV for most of the time. So this is Sky News. As you can see, this is standard definition, so it's not exactly the best, but there are a huge amount of channels available. You've got the dating channels, and you've got, if you go down, by the way, these are channels higher than 100, but you've got loads of channels on here. I never realized quite how many channels there are on digital terrestrial television. Quest, CBS, TBN, Free Sports, Blaze, Sony Movies, if you want to watch some movies, Smithsonian channel, Sony channel, Challenge, Film 4, if you want to watch more movies. You've got CBS Justice, D-Max, or ITV 1, 2 and 3, 4 Music, E4, ITV-B, which, oh my god, that should really be deleted from everybody's planner, to be honest. It's a horrible channel. Create and Craft, Ideal World, 5 USA, Drama, Dave, Really. God, there's just endless amounts of channels. And you can see when I get back down to channel 1, these are the standard versions of the normal channels that you would expect, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Really, you want to be sitting at around channel 101 or above, because that's where the quality is better on the HD, obviously. So it offers a good variety of free-to-air HD channels. But of course, this box also includes a lot of other stuff. So you've got this Safe at Home, and this changes depending on where you are. At the minute, we're in the middle of the coronavirus lockdown, the COVID-19. So it's called Safe at Home because obviously a lot of people are at home. It integrates YouTube, and we've got a lot of the YouTube channels, like Joe Wicks obviously is doing the exercising at home. Colin Furze, it's a channel I subscribe to. This is all fed from YouTube, so you can watch YouTube directly. You can also, on your phone, you can fire up YouTube and you can send YouTube footage over your Wi-Fi to the box, and it will display on here. There is a slight lag in the audio, I've noticed. They need to perhaps look at that, and I've had to use my Chromecast instead. This NetBox won't do other stuff, so if you want to stream your Plex footage to the box, that won't work. It only does YouTube, as far as I can see. You got highlights from other channels, and you got Amazon stuff as well. It integrates Amazon, and you can see here, if I scroll up, let's go to home again. If I go to Netgem TV, this is really where there's extra live channels that Netgem have put in there. So this is like channels that you've probably not heard of, if I'm honest. I don't think I'm offending them by saying that, but these are additional channels that you may not have necessarily heard of. So there's cookery channels and gossip channels and more cooking channels. There's food. We don't want to watch that one. Clubbing in Ibiza. So you can listen to some DJs. And there's a karaoke channel, a gaming channel, esports channel, movie news, and then we get back to BBC One. These actually appear, and if let's just see if I can do this. If I go up to channel 101, and you can also, by the way, just punch in the channel number you want. And if I go, it's the same. There you go. You can see this is a different way of also showing the channels. It also shows the speed of the box. See, flicking through these channels is nice and quick. It's how it should be, to be honest. But you can see here, I've got channel 900, and this is where those extra channels are stored, like channel 900. And you can see here the way it displays, like you see on the bottom there, we've got what's on now and then what's coming up. So it's a really cool way of showing you what's coming up on those channels. We've got also the radio stations as well. If you want to listen to digital radio, that's all on there, and that's just selectable from there. What we've also got, so if I press this Netgem TV button here, that loads another separate app. Again, thankfully, because the box is quite quick. Everything loads quite quick. For some reason that loads up Amazon Prime. You have to pay for this, obviously, Amazon Prime, as you would with Amazon Prime on any device, but you can then select fairly easily through this, the same sort of control, remote control, you can choose to watch any Amazon Prime program. So I'm going to watch the Grand Tour season 4, which isn't really a season, it's one show. But there you go, you can watch Amazon and everything loads very quickly, which is what I like. It's all integrated well, it plays well, and it operates well, apart from those little minor caveats I've mentioned. So if we go back to home and we can go have a look in Netgem TV again. So you got Rakuten TV, I think that's how you pronounce it, Rakuten. I always say Rakuten, it's so strange. But anyway, you got Rakuten in there, they're all integrated. You've got YouTube on there, obviously. Here's the apps that you've got on there. So you've got Prime Video, Rakuten, YouTube, and you've also got BritBox included as well. So if there's stuff on ITV or BBC that has gone off their normal players, it'll be on BritBox. This is for stuff that it doesn't necessarily have to be just 30 days. We've got Hey You, which is reality TV. You've got Eros Now. You've got YouTube Kids. You've got Hopster. You've got Pop Fun, Happy Kids TV, Kidoodle TV, Deezer, Trace, Radio Online. You want to listen to radio stations? I'll give that a try in a minute. Daily Motion, and there's Plex. Look, there's Plex, so you can get into your Plex server if you've got one of those. So there is a way of getting into Plex. That's great. France 24, France in Arabic. The Weather Network as well. If you want to see what's going on outside your window, I'll go onto the Radio Online. We'll see what we can get on there. Again, I know there's a slight delay, but it could be worse. Some of the smart TV apps out there are awful. This is actually quick. So we've got all the radio stations, and this also does podcasts. Great. And you can do a search. So if I go on here and I type in here, and there is an app that comes with this box. The app I will show you in a separate review on Coolsmartphone. There are a few things that I like, and I don't honestly use it a great deal because it just doesn't seem to connect to this box for some reason every now and then. But I'm going to do a search for Center Force Radio. Let's see if it's on there. Center for, there you go, Center Force 883. Here we go. This is one of my favourite digital stations. This is down in London. It's on DAB. It is a pirate radio station, or it was a pirate radio station. They've actually now got a legal DAB license. It's completely legal to listen to, but the DJs on there are from the old pirate days, and they have the same ethos, and they just basically, it sounds like an old radio, a pirate radio station, which I absolutely love, and they play some great music. So yeah, you can listen to internet radio on there. You can podcast on there. We go back to the main screen again. I'm going to show you some of the settings, which you can go in there, and you can see here the recordings. You can, let's go up to the top. You can see my recordings. That's what I've already shown you. But I can go into settings, and I can check my network connection, TV channels. I can do a scan of new channels, my recordings and my storage. I can go into there. I can delete all of those. You put your PIN number in, which I've got to do because I think I've broken it slightly and not formatted my USB pen drive. You can see how much space is left on your USB storage here at 32 gigs. You can see I've got 13 scheduled, 7 scheduled recordings and 13 recordings already in there. Sound and picture, you can see I'm on HDMI 50 Hertz frequency with HDMI CEC enabled, and that's what's turning my TV on and off. I only need this one remote control because when I press on, it turns the TV on by sending a special signal through the HDMI cable, which is great. You can faff about with the audio delay if you have any problems with speakers or whatever. You've got advanced settings, which I can't show you because I haven't got my pin. You can have a look at favorite channels, which is great. So I can go and do all those HD versions of the channels which are higher up the channel list, and I can say these are my favorites. So I'm going to go, right, I like this one, and I like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and they will appear as my favourite channels, and they will just show and be available more easily. So we've got user interface, we can change. You've got the app, which needs activating, and that's easy enough to do. And you can also have a look at the software and whether it's connected and how many channels you've got. So all in all, a very, very good solution. I have come from a Sky TV subscriber for many years. I have been a Sky TV subscriber for a long time, and I honestly thought I would really feel it. I thought I would really feel the transition between Sky TV and sort of normal TV, as I would class it. But this, because it bundles everything in, all those players, the BBC iPlayer, the hub, there is a little tiny bit of pain in the first hour or two of setting this up, getting all those apps working. But once you've done, the interface is slick, the quality is great, the whole package put together, it looks cared for, it's well done, it's polished, the everything's smooth, it's easy to use, and you can search up here and it will search everything, so you don't need to worry about what player it's on and where it is. So Friday night dinner, look, we wanted to watch that the other night, we don't want the signed version, but here you go, it's all available there, and it searches it quickly and very smoothly, and the app in question displays the show within seconds, and that's all you want really. The NetBox is available from, just do a search for NetBox. I believe this is £10 a month. You get the box included in that. You don't need to pay for the box. That is £10 a month, and you get all this stuff into it. This is the remote control. I'm going to do a separate review on Coolsmartphone of the remote and of the app as well. So thank you very much for the guys at NetBox for loaning me this and to use it over the past few weeks during the lockdown as well. It's been my little saviour, and it works very well considering that my Sky HD box down here has had its subscription removed. So yeah, that's the NetBox 4K.